Donald Trump's very angry at Megyn Kelly. He's going to start a feud with her, and it's going to get super ugly. I'm going to show you the ugliness in a second. But first, let's show you and remind you how this feud started with what I believe are innocuous, very legitimate questions by Megyn Kelly in the first Fox debate. This was back in the days when we were blurring out Donald Trump. Here, go ahead and watch.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account
only Rosie O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't. For the record, it was well beyond Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
Your Twitter account has several disparaging comments about women's looks. You once told a contestant on Celebrity Apprentice it would be a pretty picture to see her on her knees. Does that sound to you like the temperament of a man we should elect as president? And how will you answer the charge from Hillary Clinton, who is likely to be the Democratic nominee, that you are part of the war on women?
Now, look, she's doing two things. One, she's quoting Donald Trump. Now, Donald had a good comeback there, only Rosie O'Donnell, and she said, no, it's not. That's not true. And he said, I'm sure it was more than Rosie O'Donnell. In other words, yeah, I'm joking / lying. Okay, so those are your quotes. Those are your quotes. And she's not saying, hey, does that make you unelectable? She's saying Hillary Clinton will use it against you, so isn't that a political liability? Outrageous! How dare you quote me? I'm going to cry about it for decades and decades. I mean, from there on, Megyn Kelly was unfair to me. Who doesn't look at that and think, oh my God, how pathetic. This guy, this grown-ass man, crying for months and months about how this woman was unfair to him. Are you going to be okay? Now, this has caused Donald Trump to say, that's it, I'm not doing the debate tonight because they're so unfair to me, and Megyn Kelly is going to be one of the moderators. I'm so scared of her, I'm not going to do it. Now, it's interesting because back in 2011, he was thinking of moderating a debate on Newsmax for the Republicans, and some people backed out of it, and he said about them, quote, not lots of courage. You know these Republicans, they're supposed to be brave. Oh, back then, if you wanted to debate, you were brave. If you didn't want to debate, you were a coward. Now, all of a sudden, he doesn't want to debate. Interesting. I guess, what does that make you? And the person he was talking to at the time was, believe it or not, Megyn Kelly. And Megyn Kelly said, oh, do you think you could moderate better than me? This is a quote from Donald Trump at the time in 2011. I could never beat you. That wouldn't even be close. That would be no contest. You've done a great job, by the way, and I mean that. Ah, it's interesting, right? Well, now all of a sudden, fast forward to, oh, she's so unfair. She kicked my ass. So I'm going to cry about it and run away from the debate. So now the way that he takes out that aggression is usually on Twitter. So on Twitter, he said this yesterday. I refuse to call Megyn Kelly a bimbo because that would not be politically correct. Instead, I will only call her a lightweight reporter. Yeah. If it wasn't clear to you, that's calling her a bimbo. Okay? And now, why does he do that? And if you notice the crowd reaction, and even in that first debate, the one we played, they're like, it's a contestant on Apprentice on her knees. Yeah, that's great. You're not calling her a bimbo. You're encouraging me to do it. Yeah. So yesterday, 80,000 tweets directed towards Megyn Kelly. And Vocative broke it down to see what the most popular words were. Coming in at number 1, bitch. Coming in at number 2, bimbo. He didn't call her a bimbo. I wonder why they all called her a bimbo. How did that get in their head? Number 3, blonde. So the triple Bs, bitch, bimbo, blonde. And then coming in slightly lower rankings were whore, ugly, cheap, skank, slut, hooker, and of course, cunt. This is a guy running for president that has encouraged this kind of hatred and vitriol against someone who dared to ask him a very normal question where she quoted him. Now, look, if you think this is awesome, and obviously a huge amount of Trump supporters do, they've been waiting for permission to use those words. And now they're like, oh, yes, I get to call somebody a bimbo and a whore. I've been waiting to do this for so long. He's a presidential candidate. He's leading. I have got permission. I got the green light. Whore! I got you, you bitch! Right? He's not leading despite that. He's leading because of that. The Republican Party has created a Frankenstein, and as he's roaming through the village here, they're like, gee, where did that guy came from? He came from your strategy of encouraging racism, sexism, and every kind of discrimination for the last 40, 50 years. This is the monster you have created. Enjoy.